Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video today we're checking out a video titled Nobody Talks About These Strengths of Australia. So I've seen a lot of videos talking about the positives of Australia, like the culture, the food obviously, the scenery, which is a main big thing that people talk about, and obviously the amazing beaches. But these are strengths about Australia that people don't really talk about. So let's get right into the video for today. And the original video is by Chaotic Traveller. So if you enjoyed this video, please go subscribe to him. And I do have to say, I really like the name. That's such a cool username.
Every country has its pros and cons. Some countries have more pros, some have more cons. But no country is perfect. After I had traveled Australia for 1 year, I would like to share my thoughts on what I think Australia does better than my country of origin, Germany. Number 1. How people talk to each other. In Australia, it is most common to address someone with their first names. Family names do not matter that much. I have seen letters from authorities like the council beginning with Dear Molly instead of Dear Mrs. Smith. When I opened my bag...
Oh yeah, that is really weird. I thought every country addresses someone like Dear Mr. Surname, Dear Miss Surname, Dear Mrs. Surname. To see someone like a formal letter address you by your first name definitely is very different.
Bank account. I had the appointment with a girl just a bit younger than myself. When I went out the office, there was an old man waiting outside for her to call him in. She said to him, "Hello Arthur, how are you doing?" That felt so strange to me. I couldn't imagine what kind of relationship these two would be having that this young girl would dare to address this old man with his first name. In Germany, I couldn't really think of a lot of situations where a young lady would address an old man with his first name. Even when you're in hospital and you have heaps of time to make friends with the nurses, they are most likely to still address you with your family name. Hello Mr. Smith, how are we doing today? That creates such a cold distance between individuals. It is very common in Germany that when you work for a company for 2 years, that you don't even know your boss's first name. In Australia, no matter where you go or who you get to know, everyone is immediately your mate. Of course there are black sheep, but you get the general idea. The downside to that, for me personally, is that you can never know who is your actual friend. In Germany, It takes a long time to really make friends with someone, but once you're friends with him, you know that he will try to move mountains for you. Number 2.
Okay, I just want to pause it there to say that I really like that actually. It makes people seem a lot more friendly if you address someone by their first name. It definitely gives that level of like friendliness, which I think is nice compared to like formalness, whereas you say Mr. It definitely don't seem as friendly. So I like that. That's a nice positive.
It sounds a little surprising, but school uniforms. If I were to wear school uniforms back in the day when I was still a kid in school, my life would have been a lot easier. When I went to school, I got bullied on a regular basis for years and years. And no.
See, in the United Kingdom, we have school uniforms as well. So this one isn't really that different. So yeah.
I'm not asking for anyone's pity, I'm doing just fine. Back in the day, my parents were only able to get me second-hand clothes. When the new PlayStation 3 came out, guess who got a used PlayStation 1 for Christmas? But I was happy with what I had. I liked my clothes, I enjoyed playing PlayStation 1. But only my classmates seemed to have had a problem with me being poor. And of course they were picking on me for the clothes that I was wearing. I remember the time where you were only cool when you wore soccer shoes as your everyday shoes, without the spikes obviously. And the coolest shoes that you can buy were these Nike 90s. Obviously my mom wouldn't have enough money to buy.
No way. I remember those from primary school. I wasn't expecting to see them those shoes be mentioned. Man, that kind of threw me off.
Buy me those. But we went to Deichmann anyways, which is a big German shoe chain franchise. Every town has one. And Deichmann has their own home brand called Victory. They were copying designs of famous shoes, make a few adjustments and sell them cheap. And so it was that I didn't get Nike 90s, but Victory 70s. I personally was so proud. I loved those shoes. But you can imagine my schoolmates' opinion on them when I brought them to school.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a very personal reason of why I would prefer school uniforms over plain clothes. Number 3.
Okay, like as a kid you kind of like, oh, school uniform is so annoying, but as I got older, I definitely do think school uniforms are positive. Like, puts everyone on an equal playing field. So I can see why. Like, this guy obviously didn't grow up having access to the stuff that a lot of his friends had. So I definitely think school uniforms are a good idea.
I don't know if there is an official term for these things, but I call them twist lids. Some glass bottles, I think, mainly beer bottles, they have a lid that you can just twist off.
Oh,
So you
okay.
don't need a lid opener, but your bare hands. You can even easily just twist the lid back on the bottle and put it back in the fridge. Not that I knew why anyone should do that, apart from maybe when you get spontaneous diarrhea and you want to get your beer back in the fridge before you go nuke in the bathroom. As I have mentioned in previous videos already, there's so much technology that I have discovered in Australia that Germany, meanwhile, appears to me like a medieval country. Which is a good transition to my next point, number 4, digitalization. In Germany, you have to work yourself through a huge stack of paperwork for pretty much anything. In Australia, you can transfer your car insurance by just updating your car details in an app and you're good to go. In Germany, they would send you a new contract via mail that you would have to fill out and sign and send them back. Because in Germany, a contract is only valid when it's physically signed. It is getting better slowly, but we are still far away from being as digital as Australia. Another thing is that...
Okay, so I just want to pause there. What? You can't just do your car insurance online? That's really surprising. Like, I'm more surprised about the fact that Germany don't have that than Australia does have that, because over in the United Kingdom it's the same. A lot of stuff is online now. You want a car insurance, you just go to a website. It can be done really, really quickly. You can get quotes online, do it online. It's really, really simple. So I definitely do think it's a good thing that a lot of things can be done quick and easy online, but some things you do need to do in person. I feel like if you can actually contact someone on the phone, it makes it a lot easier, especially when you have something specific you need help with.
In Germany, cash is king. And I know this is a bit controversial. Of course, I see the benefits of cash, but also the benefits of card. And Germany is a bit too cashy in my opinion. When you take the bus, you either pay the driver with cash or you show him the ticket for the month that you have previously purchased somewhere. When you go to a restaurant in Germany, it's very unlikely that they accept card. It didn't happen just once to me that I forgot to bring cash to a restaurant, so I had to leave a deposit like my ID, go off, find an ATM and bring the money. So if you go to a restaurant in Germany, make sure that they accept card before ordering something. The other extreme is that in Australia, a lot of restaurants do not accept cash, but at least they warn you with a sign at the entrance about it. In Germany, they don't. I think they should just leave the choice to us whether we want to pay with cash or card. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have learned something and you like the video, please
Okay, so he said like a lot of restaurants in Australia don't accept cash. That seems a little bit weird to me. You guys have to correct me in the comments below. Do restaurants in Australia not accept cash? I've never seen a place not accept cash. I've seen places not take cards because they may want to do something a bit, weird with the taxes sometimes, like a lot of the dodgy restaurants. But I've never seen a place never accept cash. So that's definitely surprising to me. So, yeah.
consider subscribing. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. Whatever pleases you. I hope to see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Okay, so I definitely think there's a lot of positives there. I do think addressing people by the first name is always a good thing. Like, it just makes people seem a lot more friendly. I like that. The digitalization is a good thing as well. I feel it's fairly similar to the United Kingdom. I may be wrong here. There may be some things that are different, like card. I mainly pay with card. I do pay with cash sometimes, but I mainly pay with card. A lot of things like car insurance are online. And yeah, I do think school uniform is good. I just think it's really good, like, in general, so that poor kids, the less fortunate, everyone's kind of on an even playing field. Like, as I got older, I think that's really cool. And also twist lids. I mean, some bottles do have that, not many, but I can see it just being easy. You don't need like a corkscrew or something like that. So if you guys want more reaction videos like this, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and go subscribe to Chaotic Traveler down in the description down below. I'll see you guys next video. Have a great day, everyone.